What a better way to start a Sunday morning than a huge chunk of Vanilla Fudge. Welcome classic rock fans and welcome patrons to a very special unboxing. I say special because I have a soft spot for this band, and we are talking of course Vanilla Fudge. This is a collection called Where Is My Mind, the ATCO recordings from 67 to 69. So it doesn't include the sort of comeback albums I think they did in the 70s. Although I think there's one of those albums that's still unreleased or wasn't finished. I could be wrong, they do correct me if I've got that wrong. But this brings together all the most important stuff, including there's 2 discs of live material as well. This is of course available to buy now. There is a purchasing link just below this video. By the way, if you're new to this channel, please do click like, subscribe and check the notification bell, do all that stuff. Comment below and check some of the links for ways you can support the sterling work done at Classic Album Review. It's always much appreciated. As you know, Vanilla Fudge were Mark Stein, Vincent Martell, I think on guitars, Tim Bogart on bass, incredible player, and of course Carmine Appice on drums. If you're interested, go and read Carmine Appice's biography, Drums, Sex and Rock and Roll, or something like that. It's a bit of a salacious read, but a thoroughly enjoyable one. He sheds new light on the whole Led Zeppelin mud shark incident. Anyway, of course, Carmine Appice and Tim Bogart went on to form with Jeff Beck, BBA. There's a live box set just come out of that band. I think recorded at the Roundhouse or something like that. That's absolutely fantastic live recording, fantastic incendiary band as well. Anyway, I digress. Vanilla Fudge. Anyway, this set, Where Is My Mind, do check it out if you're a fan of that kind of really heavy sort of 60s psychedelic pop. And this band were really loud and heavy in their day, and these slowed down versions of course the most famous one is the Supremes number, isn't it? You Keep Me Hanging On, as well as a few Beatles covers as well. They brought their own distinctive style and vibe to this music. I mean, they started off, I think they were called the Electric Pigeons. Before they decided the Electric Pigeons was a bit of a shit name, so they decided on the Pigeons instead, which is just class, isn't it? But it's an absolute crap name. I'm pretty sure they would not have enjoyed the success and notoriety they did enjoy had they remained the Pigeons. It was actually Atlantic Records that suggested they change their name to something a bit more happening. And according to Carmine Appice's biography, he said, we met a girl at the Page 2 Club on Long Island and we ended up talking to her. Her name is Dee Dee, apparently. And she told us how her grandfather used to call her Vanilla Fudge. And she said, maybe you guys should call yourselves that. You're like white soul music. And the rest, as they say, is history. Anyway, enough of this old flannel. Let's take a closer look at this item, shall we? So here we are. This is Vanilla Fudge, Where Is My Mind, the ATCO recordings from 1967 to 1969, all the juicy stuff. So it comes in a nice hard clamshell box. It's really thick and sturdy. If you turn over the rear there, you can see what's on there. You get the Vanilla Fudge, the mono album, the first album with bonus tracks. Then you get the stereo album. CD3 is The Beat Goes On, Beat Goes On stereo mono, with lots and lots of bonus stuff as well. CD5 is Renaissance, which was called Rebirth actually. It was called Rebirth, I think, because the band felt they needed to be reborn after the disaster that was The Beat Goes On. CD6 is Live at the Fillmore West, 2 discs of live stuff. And this band are a bludgeoningly heavy band, incredibly influential as well. It's certainly influential on early Deep Purple, who very much seem to take their sound from Vanilla Fudge. CD8 is Near the Beginning, and CD9 is Rock and Roll. Anyway, let's open it up, shall we? As I said, it's a clamshell box. All the stuff, all the gubbins there, piled up there. Let's look at it one by one. So this is the first and absolutely brilliant debut album from Vanilla Fudge. This is the mono album. That's the rear. And I think all the discs pretty much look the same. And the second one is the same as that, but the stereo version of the album. So it's just exactly the same as artwork as before. And I'm imagine the disc looks exactly the same as well. And the next one is the controversial, The Beat Goes On. I mean, I say controversial because it was a concept album that Carmine Appice blames for Vanilla Fudge not being as big as they should have been. He felt that they should have just continued on in the same vein, sort of monopolised on the, or capitalised, I should say, sorry, they should have capitalised on the momentum that the first album brought them, but instead this was seen as a bit of a sidestep. Of course, they tried to, they sort of panicked and tried to correct that by the Renaissance album, which came next. But this is the Beat Goes On. This is the mono album. With Carmine Appice beginning then to adorn his familiar moustache, or handlebar moustache, which he would sport all the way through the 70s. That's the disc. I've listened to the first album so far, and it certainly sounds better than any sort of Vanilla Fudge I've had before. Certainly better than the old CDs I had. So the remastering has made a real difference to these recordings, although they're not remixed. So there we go. This is exactly the same as before, except this is the stereo version. I won't show you the disc, as it's going to be no different. This is the Vanilla Fudge, the Renaissance album, the arse-saving album after the... it's supposed to be a concept album, of course, The Beat Goes On, but this is supposed to be the album which is supposed to follow on really from the debut album, trying to put some distance between them and the second album. The disc reproduces the album artwork. Let me get the wonderful live at the Fillmore West, San Francisco, January '69. Which goes some way to illustrating what a vibrant live band they were. The ticking of that clock in the background. I should have taken the battery out, shouldn't I? This is Near the Beginning. And the disc. This box set is available through Esoteric or Cherry Red. I think they're almost one and the same, but I will of course find that link and put it below the video for you. And there's Rock and Roll, CD9. Sorry, missed the page. Okay. So there you have it. This is Where Is Your Mind by Vanilla Fudge. Fantastic set which will take pride of place in my collection. Do you intend to buy it? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. So I'll leave it there. I'll just leave you with my closing salvo, which is, as you know, hope you're well, staying safe, and of course that you keep listening.